Thank you, Councilmember Emerald. Councilmember Sherman.
Thank you, and first of all, let me apologize for my appearance. I was on a remote island off the coast of Baja fishing with my son when I found out the special session was being called, so I had to jump on a plane and get back here as soon as I could. I would have teleconferenced, but the only way to talk on that island is by satellite phone, so here I am all disheveled and looking pretty ragged, so excuse me for not being professional today. Let me get off and start by saying that I've heard a lot of talk about the right thing, how this will affect business, how it won't, and those type of things. But if we look at government and what government does, we raise taxes and fees on tobacco to get people to smoke less. We raise taxes and fees on polluters to get them to pollute less. We raise taxes and fees on gasoline to get people to use less gas and to drive less and to help our environment. Why are we thinking that if we raise costs on business, it's not going to affect business? We do it every day. We try and affect people's behavior by taxation and fees. Yet we think business can afford it. They'll just keep paying more and more. This won't raise people up. It will raise prices. It will cost jobs. But it won't raise people up. $1.50 an hour more is not going to raise people out of poverty. You know, minimum wage is a starting line. It's not a finish point. You're not supposed to be at a minimum wage job your entire life. I started at minimum wage. I bet every single member of this council somewhere at some time had a minimum wage job. But that wasn't the end. That was the beginning. They learned how to punch a time clock. They learned how to show up. They learned how to be responsible, and they learned how to prove what they were worth. I mean, we look at the council president. His parents came from very, very humble beginnings. But in this country, with hard work, proving what you're capable of doing, you can lift yourself up out of that. He became the interim mayor of the 8th largest city in the country because he showed that he had worth. He didn't look to government and say, make my lot better. He went out and proved what he was worth. Every single one of you in this audience can do the same. Every single one of you has something special inside where you can go out and prove to your employer that you're worth minimum wage, more than minimum wage. If you do that, the next time you'll see minimum wage is in your rearview mirror. I worked minimum wage. I worked 2 jobs. I still have 2 jobs. I have this one in my business. It's what you have to do to survive in this city. It's very, very expensive. And one of the main reasons it's very, very expensive is because of taxes and fees that government continues to place on those who provide jobs. Businesses, I've always said it, businesses will survive because they'll raise prices or they'll move. I've heard over and over again that this puts us on a competitive level with Seattle, San Jose, San Francisco, other large cities who have the same minimum wage, if not higher. Well, you know what? A lot of the small businesses here aren't looking to move to San Francisco, San Jose, or Seattle. They'll move to Carlsbad, they'll move to Poway, they'll move to Chula Vista. We don't ever talk about where the money is going to come from to support this increase in the minimum wage. It's going to be increased prices, automation, and lost jobs. I have a lady who called me the other day, provides affordable daycare to people on low-income families. This increase will cost her hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands. Where is she going to get that money? She's going to have to charge the low-income families who are going out to work and bringing their kids there to be taken care of more money. So those parents will have one choice. Either find a way to pay more money or go on government assistance and not have the job. I urge the rest of our council to override this, to not override the mayor's veto. It was a very smart thing that the mayor did. He understands it. I understand it. I've signed the front of a paycheck before. I understand the awesome responsibility of making sure that my employees get paid so they can take care of their families. I don't know if anybody on this council, except maybe the exception of Ms. Leitner, has signed the front of a paycheck. They may have collected some paychecks, but they've never had the responsibility of having 10s, 20s, hundreds of people and their families and their lives depending on the opportunity and the existence and the income that they provide. We live in a vacuum around here. It's a bunch of politicians who want to buy votes. Don't let them tell you that you're not worth more than $11.50 an hour. Every single one of you are. Every single one. You go out and prove it, and you will see. But it takes hard work. It's not going to be fixed with the wave of a wand or the signing of a legislative act. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Sherman. Councilmember Harris.
I just want to thank everybody for coming down today. I certainly want to thank Councilmember Sherman for his efforts to get here. I think it's important.